Start the summer at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium for a fun and jam-packed Memorial Day weekend. Friday, May 23rd is a Dog Day Friday at 6:30 p.m. Saturday, May 24th is Hometown Heroes Night, presented by Gordon and Partners with post-game fireworks as we honor all military members, first responders, and local heroes. Sunday, May 25th, all fans can enjoy discounted $10 tickets. Stop by the ticket office to purchase your tickets or go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sportsbook. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
6 points in the final 8 minutes and 40 seconds of the game. The Knicks end the game on a 23-6 run in those final said 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, guys, not surprised that the Knicks are up 2-0.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good afternoon, West Palm, and welcome on into Theoretically Speaking. Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. Got Damian Perez behind the glass as well. We are streaming live on YouTube at ESPN West Palm. Find us on X as well. Tell your smart speaker, play ESPN West Palm. Plenty of ways to find us. On that radio dial too, ESPN 1063. So Jason Tatum, that last shot, yeah, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. To be indecisive the way he was, I was absolutely stunned that was the play call. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to Joe Mazzulla should have called the timeout. I'm completely fine with letting Mazzulla and the Celtics do their thing with over 15 seconds left and getting the ball back and a chance to win the game. So let's cut that out first. And if you're living under a rock and you missed it, the Knicks went up 2-0 on the road, go into Boston, the defending champs, and go up 2-0 in that Eastern Conference semifinal game. Very surprising. Very surprising stuff. But when you look at the stats and you look at what happened with Boston specifically in these two games, Christian Cat behind the glass here, you're telling me Boston shot 25, they shot 100 threes and hit 25 of them in 2 games.
Yeah, it's an easy thing to do.
100 threes, and they made 25 of them. The Knicks are a scratchy road team. How about this stat for you, too? The Knicks are the only team in NBA history in the playoffs to win 5 games in the playoffs on the road, and in those said road games, 3 points or less. They've won 5 road games by 3 points or less. Christian, is it time to start giving credit to the New York Knicks a bit? Is it time to stop saying, the Celtics have played the worst they possibly can? Is it time for the Knicks to get a little bit of flowers here?
Well, we look at a Hard Rock Bet, and right now it's essentially a pick'em, right? So they're not totally getting all of the respect where New York just has to win 2 of the next 5 games, right? Is that how that math works out?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Win 2 of the next 5 games to win the series, but they've got a coin flip chance according to the bookies. So they're not getting the respect. This is more of a disrespect to the Celtics, no?
Absolutely. And I took the Celtics and the 10.5 last night, as did a lot of national pundits that said they were going to show up in a robe and their bare feet to the studio. Did you see this Paul Pierce stuff, by the way?
Yes, he said that he would walk to the studio in his robe and bare feet if the Celtics lost.
And fair play to him for showing up to the studio with a robe and no shoes on. But I was with the general public last night that I thought this was going to be a big comeback for the Celtics. Comeback is a strong word. How about a big get-right game? I thought this was going to be a big get-right game for the Celtics, and it looked like that with 8:40. I was in Discord with a couple of buddies last night watching this game, and they're like, oh, dude, you got this easy. They're up 16 points. It was the 8-minute mark. I did not know that. Then fair play to the Knicks for going on that 23-6 run. 23-6 run. Now, we got some sound of Joe Mazzulla. I wanted to hear Mazzulla specifically talk about how, what happened late in that game. What Christian cut 2, I believe. Not the one where he said, hey, Riz, remember your cuts. Not the one where he's talking about how to get back into the series. The other one. Let's take a listen.
I had one left, got a good look on the exact same play 20 seconds earlier, tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, and we just didn't execute.
Christian, this was the him responding to the Tatum final shot. Now, you liked the shot he got a play before.
Oh, he drove to the rim like he's a top 5 player in the league at doing just that. He looked like a new man. He looked like he kind of took this game by the cojones, and then he didn't.
And then the indecisiveness is what I think is crazy. Like the experience of Tatum playing in big games. Our intern Colton's a big Celtic fan, was talking to him before the show. He goes, Riz, he's dropped 50 in a decisive game 7. Like he's been here in these moments. I worry about Tatum. I've said in past shows I worry about him in a big spot. As you guys know, I'm not Mr. I told you so guy. But maybe you go to Jaylen Brown in those moments, man. Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP last year. I think he'd probably be better in a spot like this. And then on the flip side of things for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, by all intents purposes, played a bad game. And then the final 8 minutes just completely took it over. The drive into the lane, getting the foul. Christian, was that a foul late in the game? A lot of Celtic fans were upset, similar to the call that Tyrese Halliburton got in the Cleveland game where Indiana went up 2-0. I'm not sure if that's a foul, but they're probably going to call that at that time.
Yeah, and Jalen Brunson's going to make those free throws at that time.
Dude, and that's why that's the difference right now. That's a big difference in the series right now. The Knicks have a go-to player late in the game. I think the Celtics, they've just, with their style of play, how they're built, they are built to destroy teams behind that three-point arc. And when you're 25 of 100 and your offense is so focused around shooting these three-pointers, that's what you get. You get games like games 1 and 2 in this series between the Celtics and the Knicks, and then I'm not surprised that they're down 0-2. Knicks are one, and this is a couple of things here to note about the Knicks. I mentioned the Knicks in their 5 games winning on the road. Only team in NBA history to win 5 road games by 3 points or less. Very impressive stuff. They know how to pull out a tight game. And I think it is time we give the Knicks their flowers when they are in tight spots like that. Maybe it is time for me to stop getting on the microphone and complaining how bad the Celtics were and giving credit to Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks. I wonder if their legs are going to be able to survive this series as well. You're seeing on the Cleveland side in the other Eastern Conference series right now, Donovan Mitchell looked like he was about to pass out after playing 35, 37 minutes. Now, to Mitchell's credit, it was dog ears, as we called it, right? He was going to the hole, attacking the paint, getting hit. But like the way the Knicks played, are they built for this? Are the Knicks built to beat the Celtics in this way? If the Celtics aren't going to hit shots, the Knicks are going to win the series. It's that simple. It might be cliche. Sure, it might be cliche. If you don't make your shots, you don't win. But the Knicks know how to take advantage of a team playing bad, and maybe it's them mucking things up. Now, the Celtics have got a lot of open threes, and they did touch on this on First Take this morning. Stephen A. Smith and company and Kendrick Perkins, they were talking about how open the Celtics are when they are shooting these threes. Fine, but the shots have to go in. The shots have to go in. So 888-760-3776. I'm opening up the phone lines. Folks, call your shot. Who wins the Knicks and Celtics series? Who wins the Cavs and Pacers series? Christian, how about this? I'm going to, the old saying, right? You're going to buy low. I'm going to buy low on the Cavaliers at plus 160. And I'm going to buy, I guess it's buying low. I mean, my God, the Celtics are still minus 105. Still pretty good odds, though, for a team like Boston. I'm going to buy low. I'm going to go Cavs plus 160 to win the series. Celtics minus 105 to win this series with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. So to answer our question at 888-760-3776, call your shot. Who wins the Celtics-Knicks series? Who wins the Cavs-Pacers series? Both of them are tied, or rather, I almost said tied. Both of them are 0-2. Celtics down 0-2, Cavs down 0-2. Who wins these series? I'm buying low, partner.
You're like braving the storm. You're seeing this tsunami come your direction on the beach, and rather than picking up your umbrella, your bathing suit, and your towel and running, you're going right into the wave. You're going to break it. You are facing all the adversity here, despite all of the evidence of the kind of poor performance of these top seeds. You're saying it's going to change on a dime when these teams go on the road with momentum to the underdogs?
To Christian's point, all right, folks, I grew up in the Midwest. Our family vacation was sitting in the sun for 9 hours, hence why I'm white as a sheet living in South Florida. My brother and I used to dive headfirst into the big waves in the Gulf of Mexico. That is exactly what I'm doing, Christian Cat. I'm buying the Cavs and I'm buying the Knicks. These are now. I'm sorry, and I'm buying the Celtics. More so the Celtics because we've seen this Celtic team come back and face adversity. The series I'm about to go back to for the Celtics, they lost. But they were down 0-3 and forced a Game 7 against, and South Florida knows this well because it was against the Miami Heat. I am still buying the Celtics to go on the road and win because they've done it before. I'm buying the Cavaliers because I'm banking on the three street clothes boys and Garland, Hunter, and Mobley putting their boo-boos aside and deciding to play basketball. And I think they heard all week from Cleveland fans about how soft they are. I listen, that's another thing. Like, there's one thing to call a guy, it just wasn't your night. You had a bad game. Christian, to call somebody soft, those are fighting words, man. And they had to hear it for a long time. And listen, that Cav game was played, Tuesday night? Christian, they don't play till Friday. So for the last 4 days, those Cleveland guys had to hear about how soft they are. I think they're going to show up in a big Game 3 coming up in Indiana.
Well, yeah, you could chastise somebody for the ball not going into the hoop, not playing good enough defense, not being where you should be. But trust me, that player, if they could control it, would have made that shot, would have made that pass. But you can chastise a player for deciding not to play. They decided, they made a conscious choice not to play in that game, so they deserve all the ridicule, and they're going to hear it all.
Yeah, so 888-760-3776, that number to call on in. Call your shot. Who wins Knicks and Celtics? Who wins Cavs and Pacers? Now, when you look at the Cavs and the Celtics, I think on both sides of each coin, they're better than the other team. And I think all year long, everybody thought that the Cavs and the Celtics were destined to face each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm so happy for the NBA, though. Like, put my fandom aside. I am very happy for the NBA, Christian, who had to hear all year how bad their product is. Oh, nobody's watching. Dude, this is a must-watch sitcom night in and night out, and I can't get enough of the NBA right now.
Yeah, they had me up late thinking maybe the Nuggets might come back in this game. I'm not going to be the guy who falls asleep again and misses the instant classic. I finally gave up midway through the third quarter and said, all right, if this happens again, if I miss yet another legendary finish, yet another legendary comeback, so be it. It wasn't meant to be, but it had me seriously considering not turning off a 30-point game.
Be happy it did, Christian, because I stayed up for that. I mean, the Thunder completely dismantled the Nuggets at home last night. I think that was pent-up frustration. Like, if we rewind back to that game one, the Thunder outplayed the Nuggets in that first half. They ran out of steam. I almost said ran out of steam. That's the wrong phrase. They got out of their bag in the second half of game one. They were locked in the whole way through. Maybe in the fourth quarter they put their foot off the gas pedal when the reserves were in. But 45 points in the first quarter, 42 points in the second quarter, a 37-point third quarter. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wanted to make a statement at home, and that entire starting five. Gilgeous-Alexander game, 34 points, 8 assists. But, yeah, that was a stinker. How about the Joker fouling out in the third quarter? Christian, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
No, they looked shot. They looked outmatched. It looked like someone with, many days rest and someone with not many days rest between those two teams. And
with Russell Westbrook being your leading scorer at 19 points, something bad was in the water for the Nuggets that night. Michael Porter, 2 of 10 in the game. But regardless, that was a stinker. But in general, getting this thing back full circle, man, the NBA really, and when they needed it, right, the NBA really has shown up in a big spot so far in these playoffs. Great games, late drama. How about dude, you've been getting late drama in these NHL games. And you've been getting late drama in the NBA games. This is truly a sport fan's haven. I think this is a sport fan haven right now that we're living in. And Christian, I'm not going to sit here and act like I bang the drum for the NHL night in and night out. I probably have MLB beginning on more often than not on the second TV. But the way the NHL playoffs have been going too, I've been watching some of the hockey, which is very rare for Mike Rizzo.
Yeah, I've been not watching as much Yankees baseball as I'm accustomed to. I almost missed a JCS Scar walk-off sack fly on MLB Network. I did turn on the TV in time to watch that, and Devin Williams get back on the right side of things. But, yeah, it's been a good playoff run for both sides.
Quickly, 10 ERA for Devin Williams so far for the Yankees. And how about Trent Grisham, Christian? Wow.
Bat flip? Who cares about Juan Soto in that trade with the Padres?
Who needs some?
That's the Trent Grisham trade.
Yeah, Trent Grisham and that mustache, man. And he's such an old school baseballer with the no batting gloves or whatever. But, yeah, that's enough baseball, folks. 888-760-3776. Once again, call your shot, folks. Knicks, who wins the Celtics and Knicks down 0-2? The Celtics being down 0-2. Who wins the Cavs and Pacers series with the Cavs being down 0-2? Christian mentioned the odds with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Cavs plus 160 to win the series. Celtics minus 105 to win the series. So there's still a lot of belief in Vegas that the Celtics are going to come back and win this, but the Knicks sitting there at minus 115. How about they have the Pacers at minus 200? Minus 200.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That much? That much? You're three guys out in that game, too.
Are they guaranteed to play in game 3?
No, they're not.
So, if you put yourself in a 3-0 hole.
Why? But listen, man. If
in 49 states, it's just basketball. But in Indiana,
Christian, I hate being the guy of, they need to play, they're not injured. I'm seriously trying to not be that loser. But at the same time, man, I hope the tendon on your ankle is falling off. Darius, I hope that the injury is really that serious with your toe. How aren't you going to play in a must-win game on the road at Game 3? Like,
no, you're right to feel that way because
God, man, play!
Basketball fans have stomached a lot, dealing with a lot of player empowerment and the fact that they have come to acceptance that their favorite players won't play every game because they choose not to stay healthy for the playoffs. They stomached it. They dealt with it. They've come to terms with it, but it's the playoffs.
And Christian, specifically with this Cavs team, all right, they did the load management all year. They called it something ridiculous, like injury. They called it something ridiculous. And then for all their guys to get hurt in the playoffs, Christian, after having a Colorado Springs first round against the dreadful Miami Heat, I mean, God, to be injured at this point, I think, is a little bit of crazy. But those are the odds. Once again, 888-760-3776. Call your shot. Who wins the Celtics-Knicks series? Who wins the Cavs-Pacers series with the favorites being down 0-2? Now, Christian, the other sound clip we have is Joe Mazzulla talking about how the Celtics can get back in this series. I mentioned all the stats. 25 of 100 from 3 in the series are the Boston Celtics. The Knicks have won 5 road games. They're 1-2 at home. Knicks 1-2 at home, but they've won 5 home games, and they are the only team in NBA history to win said 5 home games with being wins of 3 points or less. So this is a Knicks team that arguably plays better on the road, but this is a Celtic team that plays better on the road, in my personal opinion as well. Let's hear from head coach Joe Mazzulla after the game, talking specifically how the Celtics can climb back into this series.
Yeah, I mean, you just take a look at it, figure out where you have to be better, and put a full 48 minutes together. So have an understanding that it's going to be difficult, but that's why we do what we do, and figure out where we have to get better and do that.
To Joe's point, the Celtics have not put a full game together since that Magic series, and I can say the same thing about Cleveland for that matter too. So I just fear with the Celtics right now. And I know I'm buying, I said I'm buying low. I'm buying the Celtics minus 105 to win the series. They're still favored technically in Vegas on the win the series line. I'm worried that the shooting woes are going to continue. 25 of 100 is crazy. Missing 45 threes in game 1 is crazy. What is the evidence, Christian, that the Celtics are going to come back in this series right now?
I guess you have many more data points from their regular season games.
Right.
Than these 2 games could be just aberrations, just out of nowhere. What I want to, listening to Joe Mazzulla talk, his robotic nature, his inhuman, to a credit to him, where he is so clinical and calculated and sometimes off-putting, it works when they're winning and you have no doubt the most talented team in the NBA. But how is it going to work when you kind of need a rah-rah motivator type guy in that locker room? We haven't seen the Celtics put through this adversity last year's playoff run at all, and we're seeing it for the first time this playoff run, down 0-2 to the Knicks.
To Christian's point, I think the toughest team they faced in the Eastern Conference last year was Cleveland, and they were without Donovan Mitchell for the last couple of games in that series. They swept the Indiana Pacers. Were the games tough? Were they single-digit games? Absolutely. But they still swept them. The adversity thing is interesting. You're going to Madison Square Garden. You're going to the mecca of basketball. If there's a time to show up, it's right now. If there's a time to start making threes, it's right now. You can't go down 0-3. 0-3 is a death march. If both of these teams go down 0-3, you could sign, seal, and deliver this thing tomorrow. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the Celtics are going to hear how terrible they are for the next couple of days. The Cavaliers have heard how soft they are and terrible they are. We've never seen a team blow a lead like that. Trust me, they've heard this. These guys are on their phones. They're millennials and Gen Zers. All they're doing is scrolling and doom scrolling when they're not training, okay? They see all the waffle. I'm banking on these guys making a statement in these road games. What do you guys say? 888-760-3776. Call your shot. Who is going to win these series with the respectable favorites being down 0-2. Now, the game tonight is interesting as well. Warriors and Timberwolves. Christian, I think the game coming up tonight is going to be more like the Denver and Oklahoma City game. And I think this is going to be Minnesota's game to kind of run roughshod a little bit over the Warriors without Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry being out of this lineup is going to show tonight. I think that Finch, the head coach from Minnesota, is a coach who makes adjustments. We've seen him make adjustments on the fly. Remember how they defended Luka Doncic in that Lakers series about a week and a half ago, making things tough for Luka, making things tough for LeBron. I think they're going to be able to focus in on Jimmy Butler because let's call a spade a spade. Jimmy Butler is going to be a one-man show coming up in this game tonight.
You want to hear what I'm on watch for this game?
What are you on watch for in this game?
I'm on Draymond Green technical foul watch.
Is there a line on that? I would love to see a line on that.
No, but if you're trying to get out of the first two games of the series when you're on the road and you're the Golden State Warriors, the objective is what? To win one of these games.
Yep.
Then you flip home court, and that job has been done. The Warriors might be down by a lot in this game. Mm-hmm. Like you said, we might see a Nuggets-Thunder-style overwhelming avalanche regress to the mean style mismatch tonight. I don't want to see a frustrated, angry, careless Draymond Green waste a tech foul or two in this game. He's got 4 already in the NBA playoffs. You get a 1-game suspension, I believe, if you get 7 in the playoffs. And again, you're the Golden State Warriors, so you're not counting series wins. You're worried about the grand prize. You're worried about the finals.
To Christian's point, job done. You already won. I feel like with the Warriors, what they need to achieve right now is to get Steph Curry back as soon as possible. If Steph is out, we talked about this yesterday on Russo and Rizzo. If Steph is out until Game 6, I think the Warriors are in a lot of trouble. If they get Steph back sooner than later, let's say Game 4, I think the Warriors probably win this series. But I think the whole series is riding on the availability of Steph Curry. He's the best player, and with all due respect to Anthony Edwards, great young player. I think going to be one of the he arguably already is one of the best of the league right now. But like when Steph's time's done, I know LeBron didn't necessarily, he beat LeBron this year, but I think Ant is going to be one of those, he's going to be that dude in the NBA one day. We haven't seen that, I think, in the playoffs this year. Saw it at moments last year. This year, I think Ant has had secretly a little more stinkers than good games. I expect Ant to bounce back in a big way tonight. That 10.5, God, Christian. I took the Celtics 10.5. It was the worst bet in the history of man last night after the Knicks went on a 23-6 run with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. But I'm going to double down. I probably will be taking that 10.5 spread with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet and the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight because, to Christian's point, the Warriors are probably going to punt. We've seen the Warriors get down in these games, specifically the Houston series, where they just won in 7 games. We've seen the Warriors punt these games when it's out of hand. So I can't wait. I am just, it's Christmas right now for sports. Like, Christian, you know how much of a baseball fan I am. MLB Big Inning is one of the best products, said Riz. MLB Big Inning is one of the best products, I think, to watch on TV. It's the baseball red zone, so to call. You got great NBA playoff games that are going down to the final buzzer. Teams capitulating at the absolute bell of these games. Like Boston, losing that game, being up 16, 23-6 run for the Knicks last night. Cleveland, they're up 7 points with 40 seconds left. They lost. What? It is an absolute sports haven right now, not to mention the hockey that I touched on too. And coming up next, we are going to be talking hockey with our good friend Jonathan Zaslow from the Zaslow Show 2.0. And I wonder how he is, I don't want to, Zaslow's a little cocky.
It's on edge.
He was, he was a little cocky about his Panthers going into this Toronto series, and as he should be. They're the defending champs. They're one of the best teams in the league. But how about the Maple Leafs? Up 2-0 after picking up that win last night. Truly a great fan to be, a great time rather, to be a sport fan. 888-760-3776, that number to call on in, and we are going to be going to the hotline to talk to Jonathan Zaslow coming up next right here with Theoretically Speaking, Mike Rizzo and Kish and Kat on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
May the force be with you, baseball fans! Take a trip to the Rebel Base Clover Park for the St. Lucie Mets annual Star Wars night. Coming Saturday, May 10th, the Mets will take on the Evil Empire Clearwater Threshers in a battle to control the galaxy known as the Florida State League. The Mets will wear their special Star Wars-themed jerseys, and there will be other Star Wars-themed entertainment through the game. Enjoy appearances from Star Wars characters and the best fireworks show in the galaxy after the game. That's Star Wars night on Saturday, May 10th at Clover Park.
This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo.
How about go-karting?
Did they find a helmet for Colin's giant head?
The biggest one where. Yeah.
I saw a little bit of the video before the show, and Colin had the head socket. Someone was trying to push the helmet down on his head. I started dying.
It's a big head.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was this big when I was 9 years old.
What did your basketball coach tell you?
That my head had its own gravitational pull.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 1063.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 1063 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 1063 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. Blech. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, theoretically speaking. Christian Cat behind the glass as well. And it is time now to go to the Baptist Health Hotline and bring in a friend of the program, Jonathan Zaslow. From the Zaslow Show 2.0 show, joining Theoretically Speaking. Zaz, how are you today, partner?
I've been better.
Yeah.
We're going to be honest here.
I enjoyed the basketball last night, but the Knicks going up 2-0 against the Celtics. I love seeing the Celtics suffer, but I'm a little bit down today. It's okay. But tomorrow night, I think I'll be feeling a little bit better.
Zaz, let's focus on that basketball first. I'll give you some time for the Panthers. We'll get to them. But let's start with the Celtics and the Knicks last night. Zaz, I got some stats for you, all right? I know you already know them. But 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. After that point, the Knicks went on a 23-6 run, and the Celtics scored 6 points. They had 84 points at the 8-minute 40 mark, and they scored 6 points for the rest of the game. The Knicks outscored them 23-6. Obviously, we know the ending with Jason Tatum and the shot. What surprised you the most about this? Or rather, the no shot. The Jason Tatum indecisive, I'm going to try to pass it when I did a step back in the corner with 2 guys on me. What's the thing that surprised you the most about this game?
Yeah, I'm surprised that we've gotten as lazy and arrogant an effort that we have from the Boston Celtics. Like, you certainly got that in game 1. But at the very least, figured, okay. Like, you saw what the Thunder did to the Nuggets last night. Kind of felt like the Celtics were going to do that to the Knicks last night, But no, you got a very similar, lazy, arrogant effort out of them. I mean, again, 25% from 3. They are 25 for 100 from 3 in these 2 games. They shot 25% in both games. And this Celtic team, it really is if, and by the way, it's not the first time that's ever happened to the Celtics. It's the first time ever in NBA playoff history that a team has had 20-point leads and blown them in back-to-back games. Never, ever happened before. League's been around for a few years, Mike. Yeah. All right? It's never happened before in the history of the league. And when they're up by 20, it's almost like they're just waiting for the clock to run out. Yep. They don't have to do anything anymore. They're so good to the big, bad, mighty Boston Celtics. All we need to do is wait for the clock to run out because the other team's going to quit. I mean, we're ahead by 20. This game's over. So it's a very arrogant effort we've seen from the Boston Celtics these 2 games. Now, I'm not willing to say that the series is over like I am. Like, Cleveland's going to get swept. All right.
Wow.
The way Cleveland lost
Zaz!
Mike!
Zaz!
I'm not in control. All right. The way Cleveland lost game 2, that's a game that leads to getting swept. Cleveland's going to get swept. But I don't believe that Boston will be swept. Do I think Boston could take both games of the Garden? I probably think it's a split. But I do think Boston gets 1. I wouldn't be surprised if it were game 3 where you kind of keep the series alive at that point. But the Celtics are in very, very big trouble, and I love it. I mean, I hate that I have to actually root for the Knicks. But here's the thing. This Knicks team, for someone like myself who likes more of an old school style of play in the NBA, and certainly hates all the 3-point shooting, hates all the load management, the resting, the minutes, and all that garbage, I like the way the Knicks play. I like the way they play.
Jonathan Zaslow from the Zaslow Show 2.0 is our guest here on the Baptist Health Hotline, theoretically speaking. Now, Zaz, you say you like the Celtics to win 1 game in Madison Square Garden. Partner, I'm buying low on both of these teams to win the series. I'm buying the Cavs at plus 160, according to our good friends at Hard Rock Bet, and I will buy the Celtics at minus 105. How about that, Zaz? Celtics down 0-2 going to New York. Minus 105 to win the series for the Celtics. Minus 115 for the Knicks to win the series. The Celtics are 25 of 100 from behind the line. Zaz, is it time to start giving the Knicks their flowers instead of making excuses for the Celtics?
Absolutely. Most teams are going to quit down by 20 on the road. And especially in game 2. I mean, the Knicks already got the split. They already won game 1. Do they need to put forth 1,000% effort to try, and come back with a very small percentage of a chance to come back down by 20 late third quarter? We already won game 1. We'll see a game 3 at the Garden. No, but they wind up coming back and they take both games. And I'm telling you, Mike, there is, I'll use Cleveland as an example, a team who really managed their minutes throughout the entire season. I mean, Garland, and don't even get me started on Garland.
Oh, dude, we'll get there, Zaz. Don't worry.
Garland, Mobley, and Mitchell averaged 31 minutes per game in the regular season. Because, hey, I mean, they'll be rested, they'll be ready to go, they'll be fresh for the playoffs. No. They were fatigued at the end of the last game. And you look at the Knicks these last couple of games, even in game one, Mikal Bridges, he played 51 minutes.
Yep.
He makes the biggest play of the game. Yesterday, the entire team, the Knicks, their starters, they play more than not statistically more than anyone, but you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
And in the fourth quarter, they're making all the plays. Like, it's enough already with the sitting and resting players. If your guys play during the regular season, guess what? They're going to physically be able to perform in the playoffs.
All year long, myself included, we got on Tibbs. Got to play more guys, got to play more guys. It's helping them right now in the playoffs. Got to admit when you're wrong sometimes. So far in the first two games, at least myself, I've been a little bit wrong about the Knicks and the way they're playing because it's winning them games right now. I think the toughness on defense that they're showing late in games. Are the Celtics missing wide open shots? Sure. But to be able to come back in these games, to Zaz's point, by 20 points, a lot to be said there. Jonathan Zazo from the Zazo Show 2.0 joins the Baptist Health Hotline here on Theoretically Speaking. Zaz, you mentioned Garland. You mentioned the Cavs. Now, I'm close to that situation there in Cleveland, obviously. Zaz, do you want to make it? I'm about to make it worse for you. Darius Garland went through full practices, going at 100%.
I didn't even know that.
Zaz, full practice, going 100%, and he's not playing in these games.
Mike.
Not playing in these games. Evan Mobley, an ankle sprain. DeAndre Hunter. Zaz, we got Hunter to play defense. I don't need him to shoot. Throw a damn cast on your hand and start playing some defense. I got to realize something, Zaz. It's not 1985. It's not 1995. It's not even the NBA I grew up with. Early 2000s into 2010s. If these guys have a hangnail, Zaz, they're not going to play. They're not going to play. I just got to come to terms with it.
Mike, Darius Garland's not on my team next year if I'm the Cavs. I can't move forward with him. He is not on my team next year. You want to miss the final two games in the first round against Miami? Okay. You're playing a 10 seed.
2.5 weeks.
You want to miss those games, fine. And then you miss the start of this series. Game 2, you're down 1 game to none. Your season's on the line. You're down 1 game to none at home, and you're missing a 4th consecutive game because of a toe injury. You can't give me some minutes out there. Instead of Max Strus throwing the ball away on the second to last possession, Darius Garland can't inbound the basketball with his stupid toe. Donovan Mitchell is not a real point guard. He couldn't bring the ball up the floor. They didn't cross half court in the final minute of the game.
Correct.
Darius Garland can't bring the ball up the floor in the last minute of the game because of his stupid toe. Instead, he, Mobley, and Hunter are sitting in street clothes
Bad looks,
on the bench. He's not on my team next year, Mike. I'm sorry.
I said after that game, and granted, there is a lot of frustration and anger in this, I trade Garland and Mobley for a guy like Tyrese Halliburton tomorrow. Zaz, how about Halliburton? Probably sprains his wrist, all intensive purposes, in that first half, late in the first half. You think he came out of the game? Zaz, did that kid come out of the game? No. He beat your ass in the final minute of the game.
I mean, DeAndre Hunter, your thumb hurts. You can't get on the free throw line and grab a rebound. Your thumb hurts. You can't stand out there and defend. You can't block somebody out so Nembhard doesn't come flying in for a tip-in rebound. I'm getting rid of these guys.
Zaz, all I needed Hunter to do was to play defense. I didn't even need him to shoot. Jonathan Zazo from the Zazo Show 2.0 is our guest. Now, Zaz, before we get to your Panthers, one more thing with that Cleveland and Pacers series. The reason I'm still a little optimistic, I think all week, Zaz, you know these kids are all on social media. I say kids. They're like 5 years younger than me, but Zaz, you get the point. They're all on social media. They're millennials and Gen Xers or Gen Zers like me. They see this stuff, man. I think all week long, they heard how soft they are. They heard how bad they are. They heard how dead in the water they are. I can't promise you they're going to win the series, Zaz, but I think they're going to show up in this game 3. Do you agree?
No, I think they're in big trouble. Yeah, I also think Indiana's a little bit better than we thought they were. Like, at this point, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and now they're doing what they're doing right now. I mean, they kicked the crap out of Milwaukee, and they've won 2 road games, and Tyrese Halliburton is now the star of the postseason. No, I think Indiana's better than we thought they were.
Fair.
And I think Cleveland's going to get swept.
It probably my pride a little bit getting in the way there, but I'm hoping they heard how soft they were all week long.
I got to tell you, I can't believe you're telling me that Garland went full practice.
Full practice.
You're not on my team next year.
Zaz, full practice, not playing.
That's terrible.
And not to keep harping on this, Zaz, let's rewind to last year, okay? The Celtics series. Mitchell and Allen don't play in the final couple of games. This is something that the Cavs have been known as soft around the league now, and it's specifically in the playoffs the last 2 years, because you've had 2 of your best players now. Granted, it was 3 last game, and the game went sit out. 2.5 weeks. Darius Garland hasn't played a game. Stephen A. Smith said it on First Take. 2.5 weeks. You got to figure it out. Nimhart and Halliburton are dicing up the Cavaliers in these second halves. You got to find a way to get on the court.
Yep, it's an embarrassment. Guys, I don't want to be old man yelling at the clouds, all right? But back in the 90s, dudes weren't missing playoff games. They just weren't.
Right.
They weren't. They're playing. We'll deal with it after the season, whatever it is. You got 3 months after the season to rest up and get better.
Yep.
They weren't missing games.
And Zaz, I said this yesterday on Russo and Rizzo. I got to realize, man, I didn't watch 80s and 90s basketball. I was born in 94, Zaz, but I've seen the footage. I grew up in the 2000s watching Kobe and Shaq, Duncan and that team, LeBron. I mean, these guys would have to have separated shoulders to not play in these games. Let's flip things over to hockey, Zaz, and I know it's not going to get better here with our Panthers being down 0-2, but you want to know, I got to know, what's your favorite drink when you're watching the Panthers, Zaz?
Oh, come on now. Let's talk about Yuengling, Mike, America's oldest brewery and a proud sponsor of the Florida Panthers. Yuengling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years. They obviously know what they're doing. It's a crisp lager with bold, smooth taste. It's perfect for a Panthers game day. So whether you're cheering from the stands or you're watching from your favorite bar or maybe you're in the Zaslow mansion, Yuengling is the taste of tradition. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time.
Zaz, give me the skinny and where you're at on the Panthers. They're down 0-2. It's been fun games, bud. I can't, these have been fun games. I'm mad that our Panthers haven't been able to pull it out. But each game separated by 1 score and the Panthers ending up on the wrong side of it. Are you doomsday on me, partner?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
Last night was a great game. It was. It was tough, if you're a Panther fan, but if we're going to look at it from an unbiased perspective for a moment, it was a great hockey game last night. And I give a lot of credit to the Maple Leafs because they didn't come out last night with their MO being, all right, let's get retribution on Sam Bennett or whoever else. That they were out there trying to win a hockey game. And because if they did go out there looking for retribution, they weren't going to win another game this series.
Right.
And that wasn't the case. So I give them a lot of credit. I thought it was a gutsy win by Toronto. They overcame two deficits. Panthers went up 1-0 and 2-1. And when the Panthers tied the game at 3 in the third, 17 seconds later, they get the goal right back. They kill all the Panther momentum. Bobrovsky has not been good in the series. He was not good last night. Gave up several soft goals, so that concerns me a little bit. Matthew Tkachuk has been a ghost, all right? He was nowhere to be found last night. That also concerns me. But we have still not played particularly well. We were better last night, but we're still uncharacteristically sloppy. Toronto made all the plays. They get full credit. Panther fans, you're bummed last night. Maybe you're bummed this morning waking up. By tomorrow morning, you butch up. You move past it.
Right.
It's Game 3 tomorrow. Get your act together. This is the Stanley Cup playoffs. This thing is hard, all right? It was always going to be hard. And tomorrow night, it's a must-win game for the Panthers. Make no mistake about it. I feel really good about the Panthers back on home ice, but they got to win them both.
Chokers, too. I mean, Toronto's chokers, Seth.
Yeah.
But I got to say, call a spade, partner. This team has done exactly what they've just done and lost series before.
Oh, absolutely. And look, even last round, when they were up 3-0 on Ottawa, and Ottawa still managed to force a Game 6, all right? So they play with their food a little bit. And again, the Panthers are not down 0-3. They're down 0-2, and they're coming home tomorrow night. So you took your 2 home games. While the home ice is not the be-all, end-all in hockey, Toronto took their 2 home games. It's the Panthers' turn to protect their home ice and make it a best out of 3.
Now, Zaz, before I let you go here, I wanted to touch on WWE.
Oh,
it's just you and me talking.
Come on.
So we could talk a little WWE. Are you caught up on Raw?
No, I'm only halfway through Raw. I'm behind.
There's so much. You know what? I'm going to freak out.
There's so much sports going on right now.
There are 4 people that I know that got me into wrestling. Yourself, Christian Cat, Dave Druda, and Brian Rowitz. No one's caught up on Raw.
There's too much sports going on right now, Mike. And on top of it, I got a whole family. I got kids. I'm doing stuff.
I know. You
get done with the show. You can be up till all hours of the night in your house watching wrestling if you want.
You got the Zaslow mansion, so I'll give you a pass. But partner, my guy, you want to know? I got behind Seth freaking Rollins. That's my guy. That's
like
my guy. Yep, I got behind him. He's a bit of a heel, and I got behind Dom. Those are my two guys. I don't
know who Seth Rollins' wife is, right?
It's the man.
Becky Lynch.
It's the man. Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm a big fan of Paul Heyman. I'm all in on Paul Heyman.
That's right, Paul Heyman.
He is
top
a true.
Love Paul Heyman.
They don't give they need to give him more money. They need to give Paul Heyman more money.
So is the thing now that Paul Heyman, like he's trying to look like Braun Breaker, where he's got a super tan? Is that the thing?
Oh, big time. It's Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Seth freaking Rollins. I'm not going to spoil what happened on the last Raw episode. Let's just say that Jey Uso got swindled by Paul Heyman.
Okay.
And there was a belt match.
Okay.
In Omaha. So you got to catch up. You got to catch up, Seth.
You did spoil
it. There you go.
I still don't know what
Christian,
led to it. Okay.
Christian, I'm a new wrestling fan. Give me a break.
It's okay.
Zaz, where can we watch Zaslow Show 2.0?
Yeah, every day, Monday through Friday, Zaslow Show 2.0. Wherever you get your podcast, just search Zaslow Show 2.0. We cover everything Miami related, everything South Florida sports, movies, music, pro wrestling, of course, as well. So make sure you like, you rate, you comment, you tell your mother I say hello. Zaslow Show 2.0, and I'll love you a long time.
Yeah, lastly, Zaz, Peacock this weekend, you got the pay-per-view fights. McAfee's fighting Gunther.
I know.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So, Zaz,
have you ever seen McAfee in the ring?
Never.
I've seen good.
So his show open, he's blowing the water out of his mouth. You know what I mean? So I know he's gotten in the ring before.
You're going to be surprised. He's very good.
I'm a huge McAfee fan. So can't wait to watch that coming up. And Zaz, lastly, not yet. I'm not willing to die on my Cavs yet. Not yet. I think they're going to show up in Game 3. I think they'll show up in Game 3.
I'm bummed that game's not tonight.
I know.
I was ready for
Dude,
it. You know,
Zaz, 3 games I had to chew. 3 days I had to chew on that bone of losing. But Zaz, we appreciate you joining the Baptist Health Hotline, partner. Thank you very much.
See you guys. Great job. Talk to you.
Folks, when we come back, we will do the Get Around with Christian Cat. We'll bounce around a little bit. Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, theoretically speaking.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur. And most certainly, never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, Christian Cat, and Damian Perez behind the glass here at the City Place Studios. You can listen to us live on that ESPN app. Go to the Listen Live section, scroll all the way down to ESPN West Palm. You can watch us live and see our pretty faces on the YouTube stream at ESPN West Palm. Watch us on X. Plenty of ways to watch Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 1063. Christina Costanza will join the show for the happy hour coming up at 3 o'clock. But before that, Christian's, guys, I tell you what, Christian's pumped up for the get around right now.
We got a good get around. There's no two ways about it. I don't want to overhype the get around, but it deserves to be pumped up because we've got destination after destination, hot take after hot take. It's coming up right here, right now.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Check it go. I get around.
Yes, the get around is where we jump from city to city, giving you headlines and topics from anywhere that's really not here.
Next stop,
we begin in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Warriors, Timberwolves tonight. Timberwolves are 10.5-point favorites. Of course, no Steph Curry for the Dubs. Only one home team has won a game so far in the NBA second round.
Crazy.
Are we about to see our second?
We are. If this isn't the get-right game for Anthony Edwards, they're done. And I know I'm buying low on the Celtics and the Cavs being down 0-2, so I'm kind of sitting on the fence here unfairly with the Timberwolves. But I think if the Timberwolves don't win this game, like, they're going to have no momentum going back to Golden State. I don't even care at that point if Golden State doesn't have Steph Curry until Game 6. Because guess what? If the Warriors win tonight, they have a 2-game cushion to get the team right and to get Steph Curry right. Don't get it twisted. It's a must-win game for Minnesota tonight. And I think they are going to win with Anthony Edwards, Christian, having a big performance.
Now, like, what would a Warriors win look like? Like, the score's got to be in the 80s?
Yeah, it'd be a carbon copy of what happened back on Tuesday night. Both teams under 100. Anthony Edwards struggling really badly from the field. And the Warriors mucking it up. How about Draymond Green, though? Like, I know I've given Draymond his proper flowers this year, but he really played a brilliant game last game. Flirted with the triple-double with 18, 8, and 6. And he shot 40%. He shot 10 threes and went 4 of 10 from 3. Damn near 50% from the field in 35 minutes. That's right there, that Draymond Green that I just said, that's 2015, 2016 Draymond Green.
I feel like we jump. He's got to be the most non-LeBron polarizing player in the NBA.
Dude, he's the best.
He's either the greatest and he's underrated and wow, he is a core piece of that dynasty. Or if Steph Curry wasn't born in that Akron hospital, we don't know the name Draymond Green.
I agree. And Draymond is one of those players, Christian. You know, me being a Cleveland fan, like, you hate him if he's not on your team, but if he's on your team, you absolutely love him. Like, how great that the Warriors get to embrace Draymond Green, who probably won't play for another team for the rest of his NBA career.
Oh, he can't. I can't see that.
Like, him and Steph Curry, the Warriors are, and I know Clay left, but him and Steph Curry are probably going to be in that jersey until they retire. And that's why, listen, I know I'm Christian. I know I'm going with the Timberwolves tonight. I'm expecting big things from Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players in the league. But that doesn't mean that Jimmy Butler can go playoff Jimmy and Draymond Green put up that 18, 8, and 6 and be a threat defensively. Evan Mobley won the Defensive Player of the Year. They should, with him not playing last game, they should take that award away and give it to Draymond Green.
I tell you what, if the Warriors some way, somehow are yet another underdog to win outright on the road, what do you think those series odds are going to be like? Because, yes, we're not expecting Steph in Game 3.
Christian, it's 10.5 tonight for the Timberwolves.
I feel like there would have to be another lightning strike if they win without Steph Curry from quarters 1 through 4.
Now, granted, the Knicks were full strength, but I could listen. 10.5. I'm the sucker who's taking Minnesota 10.5 tonight, and I'm the same sucker who took the Celtics at 10.5 last night. Looked good for 3.5 quarters.
Next stop.
Our next destination of the get around brings us to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Pirates have fired their manager, Derek Shelton, after just a 12-26 start. In the middle of a 7-game losing streak, Shelton joined in 2020. He's never won more than 76 games with the Pirates. Firing a manager in early May. Too early, Riz?
I don't mind this because of how much of a mess the Pirates are. Problem is, it's not that poor bloke's fault. It's the ownership and it's the general management that literally refuses to spend $1 on the team. Like, their largest contract is comical. The Pirates are Christian, the Pirates might be the cheapest team in all of sports. This is coming from a Cleveland Guardian fan. We don't spend money. But comparatively to Pittsburgh, I'm running around in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion. Not surprised he got fired because the team's 12-26, but I think this thing goes deeper than just the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a team who historically doesn't spend money and has been in the playoffs like 3 times in the last 30 years. Feel bad for the Pittsburgh fan.
Next stop.
Our next stop is Salt Lake City, Utah. A lot of news in Utah recently. Now not the Utah Hockey Club anymore, it's the Utah Mammoth. But let's go to college football, because I've always got a hankering for that.
God, Christian, I'm begging for it.
Utah Utes quarterback Cameron Rising.
Is it his 7th year? So I button in. What is it, his 8th year?
He apparently does not have a hankering for more college football. He's calling it a career. Cam Rising is medically retiring due to his lingering hand injury after 7 years. Technically, because of that hand injury, Rising could have returned for an 8th year if he petitioned and got approved for another medical
I was
red
trolling.
Shirt. Yeah.
I was kidding. I thought it was 8th year.
Apparently, he kind of got the heads up from his head coach, Kyle Whittingham, like, you're not going to win the starting job. Don't really worry about it. Rising was originally with Texas back in 2018.
Oh, my God.
He transferred to Utah the following year, and this was his high school recruiting class. This is where you saw Cam Rising on 24/7 Sports.
Oh, my God.
With Micah Parsons, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. But calling it a career, Utah Utes quarterback Cameron Rising. Is Cam Rising a sign of what's kind of broken with NIL, or is he kind of a sign of what is good about it?
It's a mixture of both because he did get hurt. Like, multiple years, this kid got hurt. I think as far as, like, what's wrong with the NIL, it's kids just leaving college on a whim. I think if you ask any... Like, I don't, like, the kids getting paid, I say kids, the players getting paid, Christian, I don't mind that. It needs to be regulated, though. You need to figure out a way to kind of make it even foothold. I ran into a Texas, so here at the City Point Studios and ESPN West Palm, Christian, our parking garage is right behind our studios. I ran into a kid on the side walking to our parking garage. He had a Texas Tech thing on. And, he saw my ESPN polo. We started talking. He goes, are you aware? Because, like, we got into college football. He's got his Texas Tech thing on. I found out I was a Buckeye fan. Nonetheless, he goes, we've spent Texas Tech $40 million on their football program. Texas Tech has spent $40 million on the portal, their recruiting class, this year on football. That's what's wrong with college football. That is what, and this is coming from a Buckeye fan. The roster lasted 20 million. Took $20 million to field the team that won the national championship last year. That's the issue, Christian.
Not Cam Rising kind of
not
preventing
really.
From someone else taking the spot behind him?
Not really, because like he was the best quarterback on the roster, and he was hurt. But fair play to him for knowing it was time to hang it up. It was getting ridiculous with year number 8.
Next stop.
We're taking a cross-ocean flight to Vatican City. And with the first pick and the only pick of the 2025 Pope Search. The Cardinals select for the first time ever an American, Robert Prevost from Chicago. He's a Villanova grad, Riz. How about this? Big news.
Absolutely love it. My grandmother, the folks at the Sicilian Catholic, my grandmother has been blowing me up. She's locked in on this. My 89, my Christian, my 89-year-old Grandma Carol is treating this like I treat, the NFL draft, the NBA finals, and whatever. My Auntie Vicky, she's the same way. I'll tell you what, it's a big day in the Rizzo household.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's a big day in the Rizzo household.
Watching the New Year's ball drop in Times Square, watching that Pope walk through the corridor or whatever and say hello in, Latin?
Yes. And God, dude, that guy, to be the Pope, you better know Latin better than your own home language.
Yeah, how about Villanova with a come-up? You have the Knicks doing well, and now you have a Pope. We have a Pope who probably was on Facebook before.
Christian... He was on Twitter before, I believe. I did see some X posts from him on social media this morning. Villanova is crushing it everywhere but the basketball court for their own team.
Come on, is Kyle Neptune still there? He didn't get fired, did he?
No, they got the Maryland guy. Where's Colin when I need him? Colin's like the Colin.
Kevin Willard?
Yes, they believe. Colin is the on the encyclopedia for college football. Colin is the encyclopedia for college basketball.
And that's your get around.
Okay. When we come back, folks, we will bring in Christina Costanza for the happy hour. This is Theoretically Speaking. Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Start the summer at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium for a fun and jam-packed Memorial Day weekend. Friday, May 23rd is a Dog Day Friday at 6:30 p.m. Saturday, May 24th is Hometown Heroes Night, presented by Gordon and Partners with post-game fireworks as we honor all military members, first responders, and local heroes. Sunday, May 25th, all fans can enjoy discounted $10 tickets. Stop by the ticket office to purchase your tickets or go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value, 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. The Club FIFA World Cup is set to begin coming up this June. We're a little under a month away from the Club FIFA World Cup beginning in Miami June 14th, and none other than the Inter Miami Herons are going to be a part of that opening match. It's going to be Inter Miami versus Al Ahly. Al Ahly is a top Egyptian Premier League team, and Inter Miami recently got knocked out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup in the semifinal round, so they will be gearing up for the Club FIFA World Cup and also the MLS playoffs, which will come later on in the season. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, theoretically speaking. Christina Costanza in the building for the happy hour. Christian Cat behind the glass here at the City Place Studios. T, what's going on?
Happy Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I mean, look at it outside. Look at where we
Beautiful.
work. Look at where
I wish I was outside.
Right. Look at where we work. And we could maybe figure something out. Set up a table out there.
Yeah. I wish we had like a patio area
God. We could just
or
walk
something.
out. Don't you wish you could, we had like a patio where you could open this up.
Yes.
Go outside and just catch some fresh air during the break.
I would love that.
Oh God, maybe I could figure things out with the powers to be. But speaking of Thirsty Thursday, Tina, you got a cocktail for us, don't you?
I do have a cocktail of the day, but because you are joining Mike Rizzo, I decided to do a mocktail of the day because you are not a drinker. And this sounds actually delicious.
Nice.
A perfect Paloma mocktail. You've got grapefruit juice, lime juice, maple syrup, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, or you can do non-alcoholic tequila.
Okay.
Some sea salt, and then a grapefruit soda, and then salt or tahini on the rim.
Sounds amazing.
It sounds amazing.
It sounds like something I would drink on a boat.
What's the point of having non-alcoholic liquor?
I don't know. Yeah.
Alcohol, you deal with it tasting bad in order to get a buzz. Like if I want a mocktail, I want none of the liquor.
To that point, and listen, I don't even do the mocktails, but I'll try a mocktail. The point to have the quote unquote fake alcohol is to give you the burn like you are drinking. Does that make sense?
So it's like a nicotine patch?
Basically. You're getting it. You're getting your fix, but you're not getting drunk. Now, I'm at the point in my sobriety where, I'll never drink again. You know what I mean? I'll never do anything again that, I needed to get off. Let's put it that way. So I feel completely comfortable drinking a mocktail. That sounds delicious. And I would prefer that on my cousin Michael and Boca's boat.
Oh, yeah. No, it sounds delicious, refreshing, some grapefruit juice. Like, I would love that. I would add the tequila, but hey, if you don't.
Is that your alcohol of choice, by the way, Christina?
Oh, yes, it is. My go-to.
Now, was about to say what brand. I don't want to give free publicity here.
I'm
but
kind of open.
okay.
I like
You like
try
it all?
out different tequilas. Yeah.
You like it all.
Mhm.
Now, is there a specific, because we would do this a lot when I was still boozing. Is there a specific alcohol you drink at a specific setting? Like when you're on a boat, do you have your drink? When you're out to eat, do you have a drink? When you're with the girls, are you guys getting a specific drink? Is there a specific alcohol for a specific time? Because like I feel like, coming from a Sicilian family, if you're out to eat, with your family, you're going to get a glass of red,
Yes, like tonight, me and my roommate are doing she just set up like her whole patio, and we're doing a patio dinner, and we're gonna have a bottle of wine with that. Like just like the setting, it's more, I feel like for us, like a bottle of wine tonight.
Can I come over for the patio dinner? Yes.
But
sounds good.
I do feel like it's the setting, because sometimes too, if it's like more late night, like I'll go an espresso martini, or too like a lot of times if I'm on like the boat or something or outside,
Yep.
I'm probably doing a tequila seltzer more, or I'll make, say, like a margarita like pitcher batch
see.
at home and bring that with me in like my cup or something. But I really don't go off into many other like directions besides a margarita kind of drink, an espresso martini, or a cab.
It doesn't sound like you're a beer gal at all.
Not really, no. I do like some IPAs here and there, like depending on the setting. Like if I'm at a brewery, I'll try that. I
Yep.
also like some ciders, but that's more like the setting. Like if I'm going to a brewery or something, I will have those instead of probably a tequila drink or a wine. But that's the setting I would do that.
You got a sad drink?
A sad drink?
Like who? Drinking to forget tonight.
Whiskey.
Because we have Brandon in the chat. Watch on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, who says, "What do you drink for a depressed Celtics fan like myself?" So what would you recommend Brandon drown his sorrows in?
I think if I'm really sad and I'm probably trying to get like really drunk, I'm just taking tequila shots.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
It's just tequila
Okay,
shots
who
right
is
there.
it? Who was it? Brandon on the chat, brother. Straight whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had whiskey blues, I mean,
On
you
the
tell the
rocks.
bartender,
straight whiskey.
leave the bottle.
Correct.
See, I don't
Correct.
want to be in a position to where I want to compelled to say that, but I've always wanted to say that.
So, Christian, do you have like a situational drink? Like at a ball game, I feel like a beer and a hot dog is like, if you're getting a drink, you're getting a beer and you're going to get a glizzy as well. And Tina likes the hot dogs
Love
as well.
glizzies.
Yeah, I'm soft. I don't like beer at all. The closest I
same
get
way.
to liking beer is liking hard cider. And I go to bars and I order my Angry Orchard pretty often.
Dude,
that's kind of what
listen,
I do.
I got no problem with that. When I was, on the rye, it was never beer. Like, from someone who started drinking at a young age in high school, I ruined beer with, binge drinking Natural Light and bong and beers. Like, I couldn't even do the beer when I came of age. Like, it was always Tito water with lemon. That was my go-to. Every single time when we're out, whatever, the go-to drink was Tito water with lemon. To the point, guys, where being sober for 5 years, I can't do water with lemon because it reminds it reminds me of, I think I'm drinking. You know what I mean? Because I'm tasting that lemon. That's like the weird thing that I have.
Yeah.
I can't have lemon with drinks. My go-to when I'm out now is club soda with lime.
Okay.
Club soda with lime.
Yeah, I hate all seltzers or anything like
Good for
water
my
with
belly,
bubbles.
man.
I don't know. It does not taste good to me.
The seltzer settled, digestive issues over here. The seltzer settles down my belly a bit. Can't lie.
C-Cat mentioned, like, he's, always saying, like, oh, leave the bottle. Like, eventually maybe able to say that. One thing that I really wanted to do when we moved here to City Place for our offices, I was like, I want to be able to go. I go to a local restaurant over here in City Place for happy hour here and there. I'm like, I want to be able to sit down and then be like, mezcal, or like they know my drink. Like and that hasn't happened for me yet. I haven't been in a bit though, but I'm like, how often do I need to go to happy hour? That's not probably every day that they would like know like, oh, you want like this or that, like today.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point. Now, I have the same problem with my local coffee shop.
They don't know your coffee yet?
They don't know me. And you know what? I guess the problem is I go through the drive-thru. So, hey,
Yeah,
should
that's
I
why.
say, hey, it's C-Cat. Like,
Tino, that's-
Maybe
medium
it's like
coffee.
maybe it's like
Hang
a
on.
two honk thing. Like right when you get there, you're like beep beep, and
Hang
it's
on.
like that'll be their sign.
So
They know
how
you're
many?
there.
Remind me how often you go to these spots.
So I don't go as often anymore. But when we first moved here, it was, again, it's so nice. Like we get to leave our City Place office. Like we used to have to go a bit of a walk to our cars and whatnot. And I was like, okay, like I'm going to stop for like a drink at happy hour. And like, right before I go home, one drink. And I would go like here and there, but I now don't really go as often at all anymore.
Yeah.
Because I kind of stopped. I was like, I kept seeing the same guy, and I'm like, okay, like, does he not know me yet?
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the same thing at a different bar on Clematis. Me and my girlfriend, we like the spot. We like the food they serve there. We like the prices of the drinks they serve there, and they've got my cider. So oftentimes a deciding factor is we want to be known as regulars at this bar. Yeah. So like I want them to know me, and I want them to, like you said, serve the drink without you having to order it. Oh man, it's like you're on the set of Gilmore Girls.
I got, T, I think you went.
You were a bartender,
and then that's what I'm about to say. You went to that place enough to where I think I would have clocked you. I would have known. I probably would have mentioned. So like, what's your drink? What's your drink? I probably would have said along the lines of, oh, what, tequila sunrise? I don't know if you drink tequila sunrise, but whatever. Say you drank a tequila. Yeah. I would have went over and go tequila sunrise, right? So I don't know. Being a bartender for 5 years though, man, like you want to take care of your people that are there for you all the time. Like my regulars, granted, when I was bartending in Cleveland, I was also on the air as well. So they would listen to me on like Saturdays and then like come in and want to talk Browns. So like I more often knew my diehard regulars that were there. I'd hook them up too. You have to the point where my manager's like, yeah, Riz, first couple free for so-and-so. Like,
wow.
It's like, they're
nice.
there. They're visiting you every day. And then guess what? The tips are heavier. When you give a couple of free drinks, all of a sudden, instead of tipping, $5 on a $40 tab, they're going to throw you $20.
So the next step to being considered a regular at a bar restaurant. So the first step is maybe remembering the go-to drink. I want to reach level 2, which is letting you play your music.
So
guys, the aux score, please. There's only 3 people in here. You mind?
Here's the sad issue. That you guys want to know the sad part about this? If you tip heavy, I promise they'll remember you.
Is that, like, I was going to ask you, like, what tips can you give me and CCAT to, like, be remembered? Or how often do I have to go?
I would say...
Do I need to figure out their schedule?
If you want to get buddy with a bartender...
Do I have to eye out one bartender?
Ask them.
You got to take the garbage out one night.
Time out. No, stop. I mean...
Let me help you out there.
Hold on. Can I be honest? We hate that more than anything. Don't try to help.
Okay.
Don't try to help. It's okay. If we like you, you don't have to help us. Just tip nice, be friendly, and don't be a jerk.
Do I need to start conversations? Like, do I need to get to know them?
T, I was about to ask, like, if you want to get buddy with a bartender, ask them their schedule. More often than not, all of us bartenders had a set schedule. My set schedule was always Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I would come in at 4 o'clock, like clockwork.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, he'll give you the schedule, and you'll be able to kind of maneuver around when you want to go. I would say once or twice a week. And every time you're there, be friendly. Like, you don't got to tip 50%.
Yeah.
But like, tip about like 25%. Be friendly. Be thankful. Like when they refill your water. Oh God, thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll loop back on this. I'll try again and see if I can, eventually one day just sit down. And they're like, hey, you want the espresso martini today or want this?
And with me, like now that I don't drink, is I do have a go-to spot, and I'm not going to, give the go-to because I'm trying to make them a partner. But I have a go-to spot, and they know what I order because I don't drink. They know to give me my water, leave the pitcher because I'm going to drink the whole thing. I am that guy, by the way, at the restaurant. I'll drink a pitcher of water.
Oh, you drink like your water's really fast?
Correct.
Okay.
They'll put the water down. I'll have it done by the time they're walking back to wherever that they just went. I am that guy.
A good move would be just put the straw in the pitcher. That's how you get memorable. Yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna take it back.
Cut out the middleman.
But then they can't use the pitcher for another table because my saliva is all in there from the straw.
Well, I would hope that they wash the pitcher like in between, even if you don't sip straight out of the pitcher. I'm going to my regular spot tonight.
Okay.
Yes,
ask him, Christian. Ask him.
We're leaving here at 6:15. Going to walk up on Clematis and go to the regular spot.
So, have either of you worked in the service industry?
Yes, I worked for Duffy's.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
How the hell didn't I know this?
I don't know.
You don't listen. To Theoretically Speaking. That's how you don't know it because we talk about it every show.
There we go. Boo that man.
Yes.
Boo that man.
Yes, I was a hostess. I did takeout, and I was a server at Duffy's.
It's awesome.
Yep,
I love
before
Duffy's.
I came here to ESPN West Palm.
Love Duffy's. Great partner, theoretically speaking. So, Christian, you ever work in the food industry, the food industry, service industry?
Yeah, like residuals. Worked like on a college cafe, so like working in the dining halls. But
God,
so like
dude.
not real. It's not real
You
world
worked
stuff.
the dining hall?
Oh,
Fair
yeah.
play to you,
I was
man.
telling the gang back here in the control room that I was known for making the best sushi burritos. We had it once, and I was the go-to guy for the sushi burrito.
Making me hungry.
I did work delivery driving for a sandwich shop, like a late night, closes at 4 a.m. in the college town sandwich shop, but never was a waiter, never was a host, never was a bartender, no.
Dude, it was like the bar I worked at, like it was, the most popular bar in town. Dude, it'd be, I wouldn't get done counting the money till 5:30 in the morning. Dude, it'd be 4 to 5:30. Like
so much your sleep
very
schedule
long,
like.
very long. So I would do radio in the morning. If it's filling in for the old man when he's out, if it's filling in for whoever in the morning, doing whatever I have to do, I'd do that at like 9. I'd get in at like 9 and do that till about 1. I'd get 2 hours off. Then I would go do the bar from 4 to 5, counting the money, get 4 hours to sleep and do it. I was 175 pounds, didn't sleep.
Are you catching up on all your sleep now because you're not so much of a morning person?
Tina, it's so funny because I can't, like, we're doing something really cool tomorrow, Colin and I, but I got to wake up really early.
Rizzo has to be at the office by 7 a.m.
I might go to sleep at like 9 o'clock tonight.
You should.
I think what I'm going to do, Tina, I waited to go to the gym until I'm off work. Usually I go to the gym in the morning, but I strategically planned to go to the gym after. Usually on days that I run, I do lightweight, but I'm going to lift really hard and I'm going to do a 5K and I'm going to shower, eat, go right to bed.
I love going to bed around 9 o'clock every night.
Christian.
Why do you go to bed so early? Do you have somewhere to be very early in the morning?
I do, yes. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning so I can make my F45 class at 5:15. 45-minute workout. You're in, you're out. You'll break a sweat. You stick with it. You'll see results. I'm going on 2 years of F45. And it's been really amazing to see the transition my body has had from when I started to where I'm at now. They've got classes in the morning. If you're early bird like me, in the afternoon, maybe go during your lunch break, or in the evenings after work. Whatever works best for your schedule. They have a coach there to modify if you need it, or if you need help, you have a question, someone's always there to help. It's a great group of people to meet friends, maybe future spouses, just an all-around group that's positive and motivating. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. Go to F45training.com to find a location near you. I got to go to bed early, though, to wake up that early.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to say, if you're waking up at 4:30 in the morning, you must be sleeping by 9 o'clock.
Yeah. 10, it's usually like 10 now, but
I am, dude, Christian, I'm like midnight, like, I don't know. It's bad. I midnight, wake up at 7:30, go to the gym. 7:30.
I can wake up for golf. Strange. We have a great partner here, Lost Lake, the club at Lost Lakes in Hope Sound. It's a 42-minute drive, and in order to play 18 holes of golf before work, I got to get in there at a 7 to 7:30, latest 7:45 tee time, which means I need to get to the range, actually warm up, and get in the tee box. I got to leave the house at maybe 5:30, so that means waking up at 5.
Jeez.
Yeah. I do that maybe
5:30.
do that once a week. It feels good, and waking up for something good is nice. So you like the gym as much as I like golf.
I didn't know that you played 18 holes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I did it this morning. Did it somewhere in Lake Worth.
Wow.
So to that point, golf, my summer job, one of my summer jobs until I started working at the bar later, like when I was a junior and senior in college. But high school and early on in college, my summer job from about 21-ish when I could bartend was cart boy at the country club at Shale Creek. And I would have to get there at 5 in the morning so I could pull up the golf carts to get ready for the Christians, the early bird tee times. And like in Ohio, the sun would rise at like 6:30. So first tee time was like 6:30. Numerous times we showed up there. My buddy, John in Strongsville, who was a GKB teammate in Madison, we would show up there very, very, very hungover. More on that when we return. We got to take a timeout. When we return, I got to run something by Tina. So the last time I was on Theoretically Speaking, I kind of set the seeds for a possible date. I have an update on that. We'll do a last call with her as well on Theoretically Speaking.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami FC on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Did you miss Theoretically Speaking?
We got absolutely crushed on the course yesterday.
You stepped up to the 18 holes that we played with the same confidence that you had on the first hole.
Yes. When it comes to bad things, I'm like a professional NFL kicker in that way. I'm like some of the greats. I'm not sure if it's a defense mechanism or if it is just a deteriorating part of my brain. I struggled all the way through, and when we got to 18, I looked you in the eye and said, put 20 on it.
It's Theoretically Speaking, weekdays at 2, here on ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Yingling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yingling is the taste of tradition. Yingling, legends stand the test of time.
Big news, West Palm Beach. Greenway Kia is rolling out the red carpet for our grand reopening, and you're invited. Right now, drive home in a new 2024 Kia Telluride. Luxury, performance, and value. Starting at just $38,998. No tariffs, just huge savings. Get incentives up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. Got a trade-in? We need it. Any make, any model, any condition. We'll give you up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book value towards the purchase of any red tag Kia in stock. Worried about credit? Don't be. If you've got a job bringing home $350 a week, we want to approve your credit today. So what are you waiting for? Celebrate our grand reopening at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235. Plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinanced. Offers don't combine.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. Christina Costanza is in the house as well. This is the happy hour. We got C-Cat behind the glass hitting the ones and twos. And intern M-Jo, her final day with us. I'm sad. I got to say, Tina, we've had Colton and M-Jo, and listen, all our interns were great. but we've had Colton and MJO for 2 straight semesters.
Yes.
I might cry when the day is over. I don't know. I've been here since July. I think like there's been 1 month that I've worked here since they've not been here. So I don't know.
No,
they've been absolute all-stars. I wish we could keep them for a third, honest to God.
Same. They've been so great, and they've helped us out so much from a content standpoint, getting so much content out there. They are
events,
going to
the whole nine yards. So we really appreciate Joe.
I got a bone to pick, though.
Colton.
What is your bone?
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Yeah. Listen, these are not 2 model citizens that we're talking about. They are not angels. They are not going to be elected the next pope or popette.
Popettes.
Why?
Because we're talking about where there could be a bad smell coming from.
Well, all right.
And out
Tina,
of the blue, we get a text from an intern.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen. I do have some breaking news for Tina.
What?
Hold on. I'll set it up. I do have some breaking news to tell Tina after we go through this whole shtick. Because a teammate of ours, Jess, can you help me out with her title? Always get it wrong. Jess Welke.
She is an ESPN events manager.
See, that's why I could always rely on Tina for the detailed stuff like that dummy like me forgets.
The thing is, no one cares about that.
So Jess Welke, who's a teammate of ours, came up to Christian and I one day. And T, you know where I hang out. I'm in my production, not mine, but our production studio that I've kind of made my home. And Christian is in his home, the production room behind the glass at the City Place studio. And Jess points at the both of us and goes, listen, guys, we've had complaints about the hallway stinking. She goes, it was either your room, she points at me, or it was either your room. She goes, it smells like stinky feet. And Christian, it's your room. And she pointed right at Christian saying that he smells like stinky feet.
Yeah, humble pie.
She put a air freshener in the production room. And Tina, I think I've told you this before. I have like a supersonic sense of smell. It's like my weird quirk that I have.
Okay.
I'm very good with my nose. And I smelled it, and I thought it was the vents because we have had problems with our vents.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest here. Since she's put in the air freshener,
no smell.
I haven't smelled it. So
that is not.
I felt
beyond
bad.
A reasonable doubt.
Tina, I felt really bad. Honestly, felt really bad that and Jess, you know how she's a straight shooter. She don't care.
Straight.
She does not care. And she straight up looked at Christian and said, "Dude, you smell like crap." And we put an air freshener in there.
All right, crap is a bad word.
And then stinky feet.
Thank you,
Tina. Would you rather say you smell like crap or stinky feet? I think we're splitting hairs here at this point.
I don't think so.
I think I'd rather stinky feet.
Okay.
I would rather stinky feet.
To bring things full circle, intern MJO texted Colin Russo from Russo and Rizzo. You can listen here 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
By the way, this is an argument we had on the air.
Correct.
That's why MJO knows
Correct.
about it.
And then MJO texted Colin and said, dude, that room smells like stinky feet. So MJO kind of calling out Christian a little bit. That's why Christian has the bone to pick. Isn't that crazy,
Yeah,
though?
for MJO's last
Isn't that
day,
crazy?
I thought about going shoeless today. I thought about, you know what?
You should have given her like a pair of your socks or something.
I think it's more crazy that like Jess was just like so open with Christian with like 4 people. Our content director and my boss and Colin and I's boss, Brian Rowitz, he was dying laughing to the point where he was almost crying. Jess walked in the other room. Brian walked into my room and was in tears, crying that she just told Christian that he smells like stinky feet.
Let's hear your verdict, Tina. You walk in this room. You don't live in this room like I do, so you wouldn't be nose blind to it.
No, I didn't. I haven't smelled anything. Did this happen like recently?
Very recent.
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday? Yeah, it happened Tuesday because we talked about it Wednesday.
Okay, I haven't smelled anything, but I don't have a great sense of smell.
No?
So
Yeah, I
didn't smell
Another one for the
anything.
good guy.
Okay. I would totally rather stinky feet though than crap.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd rather
Stinky feet?
than crap.
Stinky. Everyone has had.
I think
stinky
that's.
feet.
I just think no. I mean, you're right on that. You know, I'd like. Geez, you don't want to smell my workout shoes after running 3 miles. I think that goes for anybody. But just for Jess to look at Christian and say, "Yeah, your room smelled like stinky feet," and we put an air freshener in there and we corrected the wrong. I thought that was I
Is
was
the
with
air
Brian.
freshener like by your feet or is it?
No, it is right in front of the window.
Okay.
I don't really understand what it's doing.
Is it like an instant more? Like
It is, but it's not burning.
Okay.
So I don't know what that does, honestly.
I don't
Apparently
know
it's doing
either.
a good job.
Tina, it's smarter than me.
I
at
think
this
it's the vents still.
Is
It
it?
has to be the vents. It has to be my vents, not your
Tina,
vent.
has anyone ever gone up to you and say, "Dude, you smell"? at any point in your life.
No, but if I did, I would want someone to tell me that.
Me too.
I would want someone to
and
tell
that's
me.
I've told Christian and the boys that before. I said, dude, we're friends. If you stink, I'm going to tell you. But Christian, like I said, I thought it was the vents. Because we've had people, we had King Rat up there and his minions. Tina, you were cleaning up rat poop at one point in this office.
I discovered that, yes.
So I thought nonetheless it was the vents. I didn't know it was stinky feet.
Listen, I can guarantee you, I am not the source of the odor. How about that? It's a classic whodunit.
What do you think, T?
There is a culprit among us that we don't know yet.
And I know none of you watch Vampire Diaries, but I'm a werewolf. I smell. Dave Judah, our director.
You don't need to watch Vampire Diaries to know what a werewolf is.
Our director of ops, Dave Judah, has a supersonic nose as well. Every time something stinks in this office, Dave and I will look at each other and go, "Dude, what died?"
Dave's never called me out for it.
And yeah, but we probably thought it was the vents. And Dave's in there a lot too.
But I feel like if it was Seacat, Seacat walks around, like it would follow him, we would smell it. And I've never smelled Seacat.
What I don't like
he'd
is
be
how
like
it was
Pig Pen
brought up
from Charlie Brown with the dust cloud.
A teammate you're talking about that made the stink out of this, no pun intended, said people have come up to me and said that this room smells bad. We've got some bleep talkers amongst us that are milling about, and the scuttlebutt is this room smells bad. Say it to my face.
Yeah, no, I agree with Christian. I agree with Christian 100% on that. For people that I get it, Tina is just the person you go up to if someone stinks.
No,
you go up to that person. You tell the person.
But if you're following the chain of command, if you're following Starfleet,
I don't think they thought that Seacat stink.
But Tina,
I think they probably maybe felt like the room stank.
Hear me out.
I guess yes. If you were to,
if you're following the Starfleet handbook, are you going up to Jess Welke to file a complaint?
Is that protocol?
Is that protocol?
I don't think that's
Is that the chain of command?
No, I don't think that's protocol. I think you would tell that person that they stink if you think someone stinks. I think someone might have just said that the production room or this room smells, and then they would tell Jess Welke that this room smells.
I thought it was a tough scene for my guy Christian.
And while Colin and Mike are conveniently, or Colin's not here to talk about it, but what Mike is conveniently leaving off is that we got to the bottom of this after the show ended. Was it yesterday we talked about it? I took my shoe off. I took my sock off.
We smelled.
They got a whiff.
Okay.
Classic foot. No problems there. In fact, better than average.
See, he's not being completely truthful. He's not being.
Did you not tell him his feet smell?
Listen, it was a similar stench. But I told him, I said, my issue was that it wasn't unbearable and people shouldn't have been complaining about it.
Yeah,
Tina, I know you say your sense of smell isn't that good. But you've walked by that room a lot. We're all close here at the City Place Studios.
I've never smelled anything.
That's what I mean. So, for people that throw a big stink about this is crazy. No pun intended. Stinky feet.
And
no
Mike always also bookends these segments with how bad he feels about it, while also going into the segment where he's dedicated about 50 minutes of his on-air life talking about how bad he feels for me for this
I feel bad for him. What's Jess's role? Tell me again.
ESPN events manager.
And it
came up to Christian and basically told him, dude, you smell like you know what, and we put an air freshener in there. That was crazy.
Didn't say you know what, and also didn't say crap. Didn't say anything fecal. She said
that was nuts.
Stinky feet.
So T, I know we got to do our last call here, so quickly, I wanted to go through what we talked about the last time I was on the show. So the last time I was producing behind, I was in Christian's seat. Theo was in my seat, and Tina, we were doing the happy hour with Tina. And Tina, I told you that I kind of shot a shot at the pool, had a cheesy little pickup line, and she thought it was cute. She laughed and whatever. And she told me the next time I see her to come up and sit next to her. This was at the pool.
Yeah.
And I saw her last night. She was hanging out by the pool last night after my workout. So I went up next to her and I started talking, and one thing led to another, and I got a date.
Wow.
So we're going to a brunch on Sunday to a place where I love getting food at. There's going to be a DJ there.
Okay.
It's going to be a little loud, T.
Okay.
But do you have any advice for me? What should I wear? Is there a no-no food on a first date? Any advice you could throw my way as and T, I got a saying because I'm a sports guy. I kind of outkick the coverage here. So she's,
Okay. I feel like with the first date, you just always have to be yourself. There's no point in hiding, I need to, like back off a little bit, or I need to like not be myself and wait till like the third date to like really show her who I am.
Right.
So I would be yourself. Whatever you want to wear, whatever makes you feel comfortable, like this is Mike Rizzo, like that's what you should wear.
Okay.
Whatever you want to eat, that's what you should eat. I will say, I feel like for me on first dates, I don't feel comfortable eating in front of people that I'm not comfortable with. So I personally always eat like less. Like I'll never forget, I went on a first date once and I literally just had like a soup and a like half salad. I was like, and there was way better options at this dinner place.
Absolutely.
I was like, no, like I just am too nervous and like don't feel comfortable. So I'm eating like nothing to avoid anything getting in my teeth or whatnot. I think though you should be your genuine self.
Fair.
But you're
and
saying
she will
all that.
like you for your genuine self.
Yep.
You're saying all that, not knowing what he's planning to wear.
What
So
are you planning to wear? I
so-
hope you're not your Pokemon Halloween costume.
No, but she knows I like Pokemon.
Okay.
So
How does she know that already?
you know,
That was right after the hot girl hour
correct.
at the pool. Did you
No,
know,
at
by
the
the way?
beach, at the
I
beach.
love Ash Ketchum.
I said beach, and we were at the pool, which is why, anyway, it was cheesy. It worked, whatever, and she laughed about it. I was gonna wear like my white button down with boat
Your
shirt.
long sleeve button down.
But it's a different one. It's like a boatish.
Your long sleeve button down.
It's a boat. It's a boatish. It's like a boat button down. You know what I mean?
It's not the button down that you wear to work.
It's not the dress shirt that I wear to work. And I was gonna wear my Lululemon khaki-ish brown pants with some, kind of. And I was gonna go. I don't like going no sock because I don't want to smell like stinky feet like someone behind the glass. But I was going to go with my boat shoes that I could kind of wear without socks and have the Florida look.
See,
with my hair slicked back and a fresh shave.
Okay, I've never seen like Mike Rizzo dressed outside of work. So that's where I guess I'm like not like I don't know like the outside like Mike Rizzo.
I was going for the Captain Jack Sparrow look, Christian, personally.
It's an unbelievable move to do for a
So wait,
first date.
is it a long sleeve button down or a short sleeve?
It would be a long sleeve.
You're gonna
boat shirt
sweat.
but no, it's like.
Hey,
Dude,
we've been honest. We're sweaters.
we are sweaters.
We're sweaters.
We are forehead sweaters and
I own up to it too. Like I'm a sweater.
Like
you can't wear long sleeves.
But there would be nothing underneath, and I would roll up the sleeves so it's breezy.
It's not breezy when
Having
you're
nothing
going.
underneath actually doesn't help because now there's nothing guarding and soaking up the sweat.
All right, you guys have given me a lot to think about.
You can't wear a long sleeve. I want you to be yourself, but you can't wear that.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe I just go with like pants and a polo shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll go with my khaki pants. Maybe
Don't wear your dress business shoes that you wear to work.
Okay, no, I have shoes that I could wear. I have Jordans that I could wear.
A lot can change in 30 seconds to Tina.
Be yourself, and then I'm like, no.
Except for X, Y, and Z. Just don't do anything that you would have done.
But like she knows, so she knows I don't drink. She knows I'm a bit of a nerd. She knows I love sports.
Okay.
She knows I'm very outgoing, and I feel like that's why she kind of likes me. I'm a little different.
Okay.
I'm a little different.
So what are you like?
Pre-first date.
Okay, yeah, like she already knows all
But,
this
like,
stuff.
I
You want
asked-
a
so, like-
before the date?
Yeah, so
This happened yesterday?
My move. So remember, she told me to come sit next to her next time I'm there.
Yes, and you saw her.
I just got done, like we said, we're sweaters. I just got done working out.
Yeah.
Stinky, sweating the whole 9 yards. If someone said I stunk, it would have been yesterday. I pulled up right next to her. I put my hands by my head, crossed my legs, laid down, and went, ah. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
she goes, oh, fancy seeing you here. And that's what led to the conversation.
Okay.
So I feel like she was low-key looking for me a little bit last night.
Well, what?
Wait, you said you went and sat down next to her.
But she said if she's ever there to go sit down next to her. And there she was at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Maybe
but you went up to her. So, like, how was she looking for you if you
Because
walked to
I
her?
think she remembered she told me if she's ever at the pool, go sit next to her.
Like,
There was
maybe
no one
it
there.
was
She was the
more-
only one there.
more
It was
of a-
already dusk. The sun was away.
I
The
think-
sun was already gone. It was dusk.
Well, wait, why is she at the pool in the dark?
It wasn't the dark.
To wait for
it
Mike
was
Rizzo.
dusk. It was
Okay.
dusk.
Okay. I love a good sunset and a sunrise, so I give
There you
you
go.
that.
And,
but
like-
okay, wait. So I think in the back of her head, she said that to you and maybe did think like, oh, whenever I'm at the pool, I might run into him. Obviously, it's like a different time frame from the last. You told us this was like middle of the day. And what was
Yeah,
it,
this
2
was
weeks ago?
this
3
was
weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, and I worked out midday, which I never do. So like that's why I'm like, all right, I got to take advantage of this. I'm never at the gym at the afternoon.
You never saw her again at the pool?
I never
Were
saw her
you
again
looking
until
for her?
God, was I looking for her? With darn near binoculars, okay, T? Honestly, with darn near binoculars, I was looking for her, all right? Like to the point where when I was done at the gym, I would be going to get an espresso when I had no business getting an espresso at 6 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you were looking.
Yes.
Okay.
And by the way, for the record, I did not let it loose. I almost did, but we still dumped it to be safe.
You think that she was sitting there for 3 weeks waiting one of these days, Mike Rizzo will come up to me again. Like she's looking at the moon thinking,
Absolutely.
Mike's looking at this moon right now.
Absolutely. No. But in all reality, I took her up on the offer, right?
You're going on a date.
Yeah.
And I like that you're moving fast. It's going to be this weekend.
Yeah, why not?
I like that.
Why not? And
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, okay, she already knows a lot about you, it seems like, or like some main things about you.
She does.
Dominated that conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was like Jordan Game 7. Anyway. I was carrying the conversation, but I found out I found out what she does for an occupation, where she's from, what some of the things she likes to do. She's into going to the gym like myself.
So,
what does she do for a job?
She's a bartender.
Okay.
Not going to say where, but she's a bartender.
Didn't ask.
Yep.
So what are you wanting to get out of this date? Like you're just getting to know her, like have a good time.
I mean, we'll see where it goes. I'm not like crazy and like,
I
want to make sure I'm dating her after the first date. Like, you gotta take things slow. You gotta take things one day at a time.
Oh, so if she invites you back to her apartment, you're saying no? You want to take it slow?
Never said that. I never said that. What guy would, realistically, what dude would ever say no to that?
A mature one.
God.
A
mature one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, mature one. Yeah, okay, Christian.
I don't know.
T,
you
know
guys
I'm
didn't
right.
tell me that.
You know I'm right on that, by the way.
I don't know. I
Anyway.
feel like it's like could show that like, oh, like I want to take things slow. I want to get
Yeah.
to know you if you do say no.
Yeah, anyway. T, you got a last call for me.
I do. I'm going to say this wrong.
Mike knows how this goes.
So it's fill in the blank.
Thanks, Christian.
It's 5 words we have to fill in the blank.
Okay.
But this is I'm going to say it wrong. Is it, Naruto?
Naruto.
Naruto.
You played ball with him.
Naruto.
I made this very Mike Rizzo theme. The cocktail, the quote. So fill in the blank. 5
You know
words.
how to pronounce Naruto?
No,
You've never heard the word Naruto?
I've heard of it, but I don't say it
Naruto.
regularly.
It's okay.
Naruto?
T, I appreciate, listen, I am thrilled to bits.
Naruto.
I'm thrilled to bits that I get to talk about the greatest anime on Theoretically Speaking today.
5 words, fill in the blank. Naruto, quotes. If you don't like the hand fate's dealt you,
Some
blank,
fan,
blank,
huh?
blank, blank, blank.
If you don't like the hand fate's dealt you.
A stacked deck.
No, 5 words.
A very, very, very stacked deck.
5 words, T.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
The first word, fight.
The first word's fight?
First word's fight. If you don't like the hand fate's dealt you, fight.
T,
This feels grammatically incorrect.
Yeah.
It's a quote.
Okay, fight.
Just the messenger.
Hang on. If you don't like the hand fate's dealt you, fight till you can't anymore.
All right, we give up. We're running out of time.
Okay, yep, sorry. Fight
It's
for a
okay.
new one.
Okay. Who says it? Naruto?
Naruto.
That's a character?
Is that in Shippuden?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
a character? He's the main character. He's the he's the Jinchuriki.
Main character of The Office is not named The Office.
I guess you're right. Christian, anyway, yeah, we got a break. T, you're the best. Thanks for stopping in.
Happy
and thanks for the
Thursday,
advice.
Thursday.
I'll make sure not to look like Captain Jack Sparrow.
I want an outfit pick
on
before
this date.
Sunday, please.
Okay, I'll send you an outfit pick. And we got to make sure my washer's fixed. Christian and I will talk about that next. Theoretically Speaking, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
In South Florida, when it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Just got done chatting with our good friend Christina Costanza. It was the happy hour for Theoretically Speaking. I got a first date coming up on Sunday. Asked Tina a couple questions about that. We got a lot of stuff going on the NBA side as well. Obviously, the Knicks taking 2 games from the Boston Celtics. The 2 favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference, the Knicks and the Cavs, both down 0-2. We talked to Jonathan Zaslow earlier in the show. He thinks the Celtics are well alive. He thinks my Cavaliers are going to get swept and dead in the water. He is also our Panther correspondent. I rely on Zaz for everything Panthers. He says everything is just fine. Win the next 2 at home, go from there. Christian, Toronto, known chokers as well. I tend to agree with Zaz on the Panthers there.
I don't know. It feels you agree with the Panthers.
I agree that the Panthers are going to be fine. Toronto are chokers.
I think that in hockey, more so than any other sport, it is feasible to reverse momentum like that quickly.
Right.
I feel like game to game, bounces go the wrong way, the right way. I don't think that previous games are an indicator on future games in hockey more so than any other sport.
That team is starving. That fan base is starving to get to, at least to get to a Stanley Cup.
The Maple Leafs?
Yeah. Sorry. Toronto is starving. They're starving for any point of relevance at this point. Christian, man, I had to fight a lot of fun doing Theoretically Speaking today. Appreciate you bearing with me, partner.
No problem. You want 2 more hours?
Let's do 2 more hours with Russo and Rizzo coming up next. Folks, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, and myself, we're going to take you all the way till 6 o'clock tonight. We're going to talk plenty of Knicks and Celtics, talk plenty of NBA. We'll touch on the Panthers as well. Christian, I've not talked to Colin one time today. I'm looking forward.
Really?
Yeah, not one
you went
time.
0 dark 30 on your co-host.
He had to do something with our good friends at Baptist Health. By the way, 888-760-3776 at Baptist Health hotline here on Theoretically Speaking. But he had to do something with Baptist today. Have not seen him.
Wow, you'll see him right now.
Yeah. We'll catch up with you in literally 5 minutes. Russo and Rizzo coming up next.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible ocean